All right, gang, welcome back to our Can You Survive 25 challenge here on Zielonka. It is May, rains in the forecast, and our small sunflower oil and canola oil, for that matter, production has finally finished. So that means we can actually get rid of all of this stuff down here, and then realistically, once the next harvest season and the next planting season, we can kind of combine this field. And having all of this painted, it kind of gives us an idea of really how far we can go out. Obviously, I'm not going to go all the way to the very end, but it does give us that idea of how far we can go. So we absolutely will be expanding that field and utilizing that to our advantage. Now, I think sunflower oil is probably not really the best right now, but there's still some sunflower oil in there. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I think I'll probably pick this one up because it's probably just going to spawn one more, and then we're just going to auto sell the last 100 and whatever that is liters in there. Now, like I said, it's not going to be the best time to sell the sunflower oil now. That was a couple months back now. The price might not be bad though, so we'll consider selling it, but more than likely we'll just take this over to the new yard area and just kind of store it over there by our new oil mill production, right? Also will allow us to move the forklift over there too, which is going to be good. Now, I think the problem here is going to be, well, it looks like I got the trailer here. I thought I left the trailer over at the yard, but evidently the trailer's here, so never mind. I stand corrected. If I can actually get the forks down far enough there, Z, that would be very, very helpful. So I'll be able to put these on the back of the trailer, and I should be able to pull the trailer with this. Now, it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but I should be able to pull the trailer with the forklift here. So that means I don't have to bring anything over here, which is good, right? Let me just verify my statement that I just said and that I can actually do so. Yes, I can. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to put this over here. It's not the flattest thing in the world, but it is a little bit flatter down here, so it is a little bit easier to stack these up there from this angle. But yeah, so another episode of the Can You Survive 25 series this week. Well, really, it is going to be, I guess, this month. But yeah, still having issues with the map there. I mentioned this a couple times before. At this point, I was hoping this probably would have been one of the last episodes for a little while on this series. Not that I'm not enjoying the series, I am, but it was time for me to try a new series out for a while and take a little bit of a break on this one because, as mentioned, more times than I can count, this is a series that is going to be running for the entire iteration of FS25, or in other words, the entirety of FS25 being the latest and greatest farming simulator game. So it's okay for me to take a little break every once in a while on this series. And that's kind of what I was hoping to do. I was hoping to kind of kickstart a new series off. But for whatever reason, I cannot get a single map to install. I've continued to try it. I've tried clearing cache as best I can on the Xbox. I've tried hard resetting. I've tried pretty much everything with the exception of actually uninstalling the game and reinstalling it. Maybe that's what I should try next. I don't know. But I can't, no matter what I do, I cannot get a map to install. I can get other mod hub pieces of equipment or items to install, which is great, but I cannot get a map. So that's a bit of a problem, right? Because I definitely don't want to utilize a map that we've already done, and really all I have installed right now are maps that we're either actively doing something on, or it's something we've already done in the past. So, we carry on, right? It's as simple as that. We carry on with this series until that fix or resolution occurs. Not a bad thing. Like I said, I do enjoy this series. I think it is my least watched series, which is perfectly fine. I don't really care about that, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to it, right? There's nothing else to say. We just have to kind of move on and hope that gets resolved here in the next couple of weeks or so, but anyway, so today there's not a ton for us to do, honestly. Some maintenance type of stuff we have to do. Obviously, we got to remove what we just, the sunflowers that we just got out of the mill there. We got to move that, of course. Sell all that stuff, right? But that's really the main thing that we have to do today. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot for us to do. But we're going to find things to do, don't you worry. We have $704,000 in the bank account, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I didn't look at that really quick. Let me go ahead and put this on auto selling first really quick. There's 159 liters in there that's going to auto sell. Put that on selling. And let's see, sunflower oil. Yeah, it's not terrible. 1,796 at the train, 1,776 at the supermarket. It's not terrible. But I really don't see a reason for us to even go and sell them. It's not like we're, at least right now, it's not like we're hurting for money, right? We've got $704,000. We've got plenty of money. So based off of those statements, I'm not really going to worry about it. I'm just not going to worry about it. So used market, what's out here? What do we got? A grape harvester and a carrot, beet, and parsnip harvester. Although nice, not really something I'm not really something I think we specifically need. None of these, because I'm not really planning on doing these, I don't think. We kind of talked already that we're kind of leaning towards more of a sugar approach, right? So none of that's going to work. So, all right, let's talk through some other things that we can do here. One, we can make some purchases. Obviously, I said we've got to do some maintenance stuff. Now, the maintenance stuff we have to do realistically is all here on Farm 1, which we will do. We've got the pickle production stuff still on selling. I'm thinking it's probably time for us to stop doing that, but let me take a peek here. Let me see. Yeah, I think we should stop it. The price is dropping pretty severely now. Now it's not a crazy drop, right? It doesn't fluctuate all that much, but yeah, let's put those on storing again. Okay. And the other thing we can do that I've talked about doing is getting some kind of a semi. We've got a semi for the other farm. We don't have a semi for this farm. And there's other things that we can do on this farm that we haven't done that we are required to do, right? One, we don't have a house on this farm. Each farm is supposed to be its own separate entity, right? We don't have a house on this farm. We don't have a silo on this farm. So there's a couple things that we can still do to kind of help, alleviate some of the things that we really need to do. We've got the 2 sheds. It's a requirement of 2 sheds. We've got that. That's already under control. What silo do we want to put down here? Realistically, the thing is here, right? So we've got this production, and this production holds quite a bit. 96,000 liters of sunflowers, 96,000 liters of canola, excuse me. So it holds quite a bit. I'm not quite sure it makes a whole lot of sense for us to have a massive silo because we're going to be putting everything directly into here anyway and turning it into a production, right? So, even if it's maybe slightly against the grain here, I think I'm just going to go with a smaller silo just to kind of, check off that box on one of the things that are required, right? So I talked about this before, and this is kind of what I'm thinking. It holds a ton, though, right? You can see that clearly holds a lot. I just don't know where to put it, right? I had thought about maybe putting it over here, but then I put the header spot there, which I'm happy with. I guess I could put it right here in the middle, but that would take up quite a bit of space. I think we could put it somewhere like in this range, I think, and it would probably be okay. Here on the edge of the header area, we might want to get rid of this tree right here. Let's get rid of this bushy tree thing here. Now they're just going to be on the ground. I'm not really going to worry about them. They're not worth any money. It's not like I'm going to make money off of this. But I just want to get rid of it, really. So what I'm going to do is pick these up, and I'm kind of just going to huck them back here behind the backside here of the header rack. Just because I just want them out of the way. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about selling them or anything like that. I'm just going to throw it back here and let them degrade over time, or rot over time, I guess. Now that we have the forklift over here, we can also attempt to see if we're able to even pick these headers up off of this. Right now, in the current state they're in, they're fine. But if I was to put one up here, I certainly wouldn't be able to get it with a harvester. I would need some kind of a forklift or wheel loader or whatever to be able to pick it up off of that. And maybe that's something we consider doing as well, is upgrading the forklift to some kind of a wheel loader, right? Maybe we consider doing that, but At the same time, I'm not quite sure we really need it, right? I don't think we're going to have any more than just these 2 harvester headers, right? So they're perfectly fine where they are. This one sticks out a little bit. Of course, you'd probably want it more undercover, but nonetheless, I don't think there's necessarily a big deal for them to kind of stay as they are, but something to think about, I guess. Okay, so if we're going to put this here, let me see. Let me think about this for a minute. Really, we'd want it to be kind of at an angle, maybe. I know that might seem a little weird, but I'm afraid, though, if I put that there, it's going to cut the space out that we have to kind of go across here. Now, do we need that much space? Probably not, right? But if we're going to buy a semi, maybe we do. I think maybe I just go with this one instead of actually putting this up here. I think I just go with this one. This one's probably going to be much easier to you know, kind of set up. Okay, that's there. And then I want to add just basically some silo type extensions, even though we don't really need it, just to try to make this look like it's a realistic silo, right? These aren't quite as big as I thought they were. I think this one will work nice, but we need more than just one, of course, but I think this one will look nice there. So we'll put that one in there. Yep, that looks good. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Well, I mean, these are expensive. Holy smokes, look how expensive these are. Good Lord. I didn't realize they were that expensive. Oh, my goodness. Nope, nope, nope. Ooh, there we go. These are much bigger. These look a lot more for the part. I don't know which one I should be putting in here, but you know what? We'll figure it out, right? Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't think that looks terrible, although this doesn't really maybe look that much like a silo. It looks more like a liquid tank, but, you know, whatever. Right? Whatever. Anything else really that we can add there to make it look a little bit better? All right, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. There's our silo setup. Different for sure, but I think it does the trick. I think it does the trick. I just need to do a little bit of painting here. Put back the actual cement color that we have down, just to kind of keep that cohesive. Yeah, that's fine. It gives enough room to drive through here. I still think it has plenty of room to drive through here. I really don't think it's going to cause any issues. It's kind of out of the way. It's an area that we probably really wouldn't utilize otherwise. It's not hitting this telephone cable wire. So yeah, I think that works well. I think that works well. Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. All right. So the other thing we need is a house, right? I don't know where to put the house. If I'm honest with you, we've got a pretty large house on Farm 1. Maybe, I don't know, that's a pretty severe drop off there. I was going to say maybe I could snuggle a house up against the edge here. The thing I don't necessarily want to do, at least not right now until we have this all designed out, is you know, take away some of the space of this area when we might want it, right? But there may not be another choice. I mean, I guess I could always wait, because at some point we're going to own this big piece of land, right? And then when we own that, I guess I could put the house over here, right? Since we're not making this a yard. Well, we might attend, and we might eventually extend the yard over here, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, there's not really anything else that I like. You know, one of these I think would be nice to put down. They're 80 grand, right? But okay, yeah, let's just hold off on it for now. We'll hold off for now. We added another addition, I guess I should say, but we'll hold off for now. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at everything else here on Farm 1. We know we've got stuff on Farm 1 that needs to be done, right? We know that for a fact. So, coffee beans roasted are, well, they were a couple months ago. Not right now. Price isn't terrible, but not right now. So let's take a look at how everything's doing here. Liquid fertilizer, they're relatively okay, actually. Now that I see that, they're actually not bad at all. Coffee beans are fine. Maybe a little liquid fertilizer here to the greenhouse, so we'll do that. Water pumps are still fine. Everything else seems to be doing okay. When 8 minutes now, I guess, in game time now hit, we can go ahead and get rid of the other sunflower thing that we've got. So let's jump in the John Deere here. I'm just going to leave that right there. And let's grab the liquid fertilizer tank. I don't remember if there's anything in here or not. I don't think there is, but I might be wrong. Oh, there is a little bit. Never mind. So we'll go and dump this over here into the greenhouse. Alright, so that really kind of takes care of everything here on Farm 1. It's not as bad as I thought. Next month, we'll definitely need to add more liquid fertilizer to all of the different greenhouses. So, having said all of that, we might as well go ahead and just do it now, right? Go ahead and do it now. Just top them all off. Nothing in the used market for us, so now it just depends on if we want to buy any further equipment for Farm 2. Or, maybe land. Now, speaking of that, you know, we did buy this piece of land here, which gave us some land over here. Now, what can we do with that land over there? Well, we can make it into a field, or we could start maybe the crude oil production, right? I don't know which one I want to do there, right? I need to look at the land again. I know we probably looked at it in the last episode, but I need to look at it again. I'm just going to buy a bunch of liquid fertilizer. I'm going to get down to about 600,000 here. So I'm not quite sure, excuse me, if we should do the crude oil there or if we should make it another field. If we make it another field, then realistically we actually kind of have some things to do today. If we don't make it another field, then it depends on if we have enough money to really start the crude oil or not. We might not. I don't know. The crude oil is expensive. I can tell you that much. It's very expensive. Very, very expensive to get going, but it's definitely something I want to do on this series. I really do. So let me go look at this again. Let's just visit it. And let's see. It's this over here. So how is this? Ooh, that's a very, very big hill right there. That is not going to work. Over here's a little bit flatter, but yeah, most of that is all a hill that is not the greatest. Could we turn it into a field? I think so. I think we could. There's some rocks here, which is a problem. I guess we could buy... I was going to say a stone picker, but I don't think that's the right word or the right terminology. But anyway, we could buy something to remove the rocks from this, right? And I definitely think the rest of this over here could easily be turned into a field. Now, we've got some trees to deal with. So maybe it's not as much as I thought. Yeah, it's not as big as you actually think because of the trees. If we get rid of the trees, though, then it becomes a little bit more realistic, I think. Because it goes out past... It goes all the way out to here, basically. Well, where's that creek at? In comparison, where's this at? I don't even see that on the map. Where is that at? It's not on the map. It's kind of weird, right? So, I guess where I'm at right now is with this, if we do anything with it, we would turn it into another field. If we turn it into another field, we've got some work that we need to do beforehand, which is clearing some trees, getting rid of some of these rocks, right? But it can be done. It can be done, I think. It's unfortunate that it doesn't have like a line here for where the edge of my field is, but I would assume, just basing it off of 5153, the field's there. Somewhere in this region and goes straight across here, right? So I'm just going to kind of walk it for a minute here and just get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than you might think, actually, now that we're doing this walk, right? It's a little bit bigger than you might think, even with the trees there. But I definitely think we need to get rid of the trees if we're going to do this. Well, I don't want to get rid of the trees on the edge of the road here, but I'm talking about the trees that are kind of just scattered around, mostly like this tree here, and then those trees up there by the water. Yeah, I think we can do it. I think we can turn it into a field. It's definitely not going to be good enough for something like oil, like the crude oil. But I think we can do that. So, having said all of that, we went on a bit of a rant there for a minute. Let's get the Dulcifer. We need something to get rid of the actual trees. You know, I don't really care all that much about the wood chips. I mean, it would be nice to have them, don't get me wrong, but I don't really care that much about the wood chips, right? So, maybe we just go with the Tree Devour mod, and then we can just sell the wood chips as they are, even though it's not the best time to sell them, right? Where's the Tree Devour mod? I already forget where it is. I mean, it might be under mulchers. It is. I just don't think we need that extra. I really don't. I don't think we need it. All right. Let's head up to the shop, pick that up, and we'll... Whoop. Still had that connected. Whoops. All right, let's head up to the shop. We'll pick that up, and I will meet you over at the plot of land. All right, we are here with the Tree Devour mod. I didn't use any kind of a trailer or anything. There's no reason to, really. We'll just put it all in here and remove it that way. Shouldn't take but a few seconds, really, to get all of this done. These are all really little tiny trees, so not really anything major we're going to get off this. So that's the reason why we went with the approach we did. Now, we're not going to be able to put anything in the ground here today, but, you know, we can at least start prepping this area, right? We can start getting the field ready, get the lime, all that stuff down, kind of figure out where the field's going to be at. Obviously, we want to kind of keep ourselves a little bit away from the lake there. I know in the last episode mentioned that, you know, we could potentially, you know, sell this piece of land to Farm 1 across the way there, but realistically, I don't think we will. The more I think about it, I don't think we will. I think, like I mentioned there, if we are going to expand that area, we'll probably buy field 49 or 47 here just to expand that, but I don't even think we're going to need to do that, personally. We still have some land on that plot to expand further if we need to, but we've already kind of accomplished everything we need to do on that one, right? There's not really anything else, in my eyes, that really requires us to continue to buy more land. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this one. I think this is too far. Yep. That's exactly what I thought. All right, so I think all the trees, for the most part, are gone. I think I might, though. I might get rid of some of these, like, shrubby, like, trees that are on the edge here. They're not really... I don't think they really make that big of a difference, and they just get in the way for workers and stuff, so I'm going to get rid of these shrubby things. Just the shrubs. I'm not going to get rid of any of the other trees, just the shrubby-like things that are In my eyes, not real trees. Just makes everything look a little bit better, I think, too. It's a little more taken care of, right? Okay, that's all done. There's what, maybe one or two more down here? Yeah. Looks like I left a little stump there. I thought I got them all, but I didn't. Alright, I think I've got it all there. Oh, there's a little twig here I can't seem to get. Well, whatever. It's not allowing me to get that one for whatever reason. But whatever. We'll just throw it over there, I guess. Alright, I think that just about does it. Yeah, I think that clears everything out there. That looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. So, we've got to figure out a way now to get rid of the stones here. Now, I'm not quite sure how I want to get rid of those stones, if I'm honest with you. Because I don't think... I think I'm going to have to buy some kind of a skid steer or attachment. I don't think I can use it for a forklift, though. I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to buy maybe something for the back of the tractor, maybe, to get rid of the stones. Where is the stones? What am I missing here? I completely went past it, evidently. Okay. Maybe it's under a rock. Nope. Okay, yeah, so I was looking in the complete wrong spot. It's just under the tools itself. The hydraulic breaker is what we need. I don't think there's a hydraulic breaker for anything else. I think you have to use one of those if you want to break the rocks. I don't think there's any other way to do it. Yeah. So that means we got to buy a skid steer. So if we're going to buy a skid steer, I don't think we really need the forklift anymore, because I can use the skid steer as the forklift. Right? You know, I kind of want to go with the Kubota, because I never use the Kubota. I use the New Holland all the time. I use the Massey Ferguson all the time. Well, I use the Massey Ferguson in the vintage series, I should say. But normally I would use the New Holland, right? There is a John Deere one, a very small John Deere one that is usable as well, but yeah, I don't know. So I think, having said all of that, I'm going to keep the Tree Devourer mod for the time being. I think, having said all of that, we're going to sell the forklift. A bit reluctantly, but we're going to sell it anyway. We need to get rid of those stones. and that allows us to do that. And there's more land I do know down here in the southern portion of Zielonka that has stones like that, so it'll probably be nice to have that for a while too. Because as we've mentioned a number of times now, this is pretty much turning into an own the map type of series, right? We're going to probably have every single plot of land by the time this is all said and done. So I'm just going to leave this right here, probably in the way, but we're going to do it anyway. And we'll get on the forklift. This forklift has been really nice to us, but, you know, I do think this is for the best. We can always get a, you know, a pallet fork for the skid steer. It's not a big deal. I've used that many times. I actually prefer the skid steer. I'm starting to really start to like the forklifts, though. I'm actually starting to get used to them and like them a lot, but up until, you know, recently, I've almost always used the skid steers anyway. I'm just very comfortable with the skid steers, so it's not a big deal. But yeah. A Kubota coming our way. It's expensive. Puts us back down to 500,000 bucks. Around that, but that's alright. That's alright. Now, we will have to figure out a way to get up these stones off the ground as well, right? There's no Kubota orange in here, huh? Interesting. I mean, the Kubota orange is more like a reddish orange, right? So it doesn't really match if I was to go... Ooh, wrong spot. If I was to go with this orange here, it doesn't really match all that well. So I think I'm going to make it like dark black. Yeah. Like I said, back closer to 500,000, but you know what? This is going to be worth it. For me, personally. Now, realistically, should we keep this? I don't know. Maybe? Maybe not? I don't know. I swear, and maybe I'm looking at the wrong spots, but I swear I saw more rocks. Was it in here? No, it's not in there. I swear I saw more rocks in this land, but there's not any more rocks than I don't... Yeah, there is. Here we go. There's rocks there. I was going to say, I swear I saw some. I knew I did. I thought I saw more, too, but, you know, who knows. Here you go. Right there. Although that is technically north, so that's not even Farm 2, so never mind. Is there any more? That might be it. Yeah, I think that might be it, but... Whoops. Sorry, sorry, Walter White. Sorry, buddy. We can always sell it, though. So the thing about this series is we're not allowed to lease anything, right? That's banned from this series. So, you know, I'm sure somebody who may have stumbled across it may be like, well, why didn't you just lease it if you know you're only going to use it a couple of times? Well... It's because we're not allowed to, right? Now, I could have gone with a smaller one, saved money, sure. 100% sure. But anyway. So we'll have to get a front loader and pick up the stones and all that stuff, too. It doesn't necessarily have to be right now, but we'll have to do it soon. We are in a period of time right now where we can't even put anything in the ground anyway, at least for Farm 2, because we have, you know, very selective things that we can do. Now, having said that, one thing I didn't really think about until just recently is, can we do rice? We can do rice, technically, right now. Not long grain rice, but we can do regular rice, but it would require us to make a field, and this isn't the flattest in the world, right? And if we're going to do that, we really need some kind of flat land for, you know, a field, a rice field. But I guess we could do it. Something to think about. I like doing this, man. I figured this out during some of the contracts we were doing. Mostly it was actually from the triple thread challenge that we're doing right now. I've done it in the past, but I really have come to actually enjoy doing this rock breaking, I guess is what we would call it, right? I've actually really started to enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know why. It's very simple. It's very basic. There's not like it's a whole lot to it, but I do enjoy it. I think it's fun. But we are going to have a lot of rocks to pick up here. We're going to have a lot of rocks to pick up here. Or stones, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Basically the same thing, right? They're basically the same thing. Okay, that's all done. Like I said, I'm not really planning on getting rid of this anytime soon. Well, I say the stone breaker anytime soon. Obviously, the Kubota is going to be here for the long haul now at this point, because we just spent a shit ton of money on it. But we'll get a forklift for it, and we'll probably pick up the seeds that we have up there, and we can bring those back. At least I think those seeds were Farm 2, right? Ooh, now I'm questioning myself. Was that Farm 2, or did I buy them for Farm 1? I think it was Farm 2. Because I think we needed it recently. Because we got rid of our buying silo. Speaking of that, we do need to put a buying silo down. Probably not going to do it today, but we do need to do that as well. But anyway, we are going to leave the episode at this point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smashed the like and subscribe button on the case you've yet to do so. They are free, and it helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members for all of their continued support. If you want early access to videos like this one, maybe consider becoming a member. There's a link down below. Multiple different options for you, different tiers. Even if you don't want all the fluff, there is a new tier I added for 99 cents where you just support me and the channel. You don't get any extra bonuses or anything like that, but you do get that. Farm Shop was going to be coming out here soon, very soon. If you are a member and you're in the mid or the high tier, you do get a discount from the shop. All of that will be explained soon when the shop goes live. It's probably going to go live this weekend or very soon after that, if not this weekend. So, very excited about that. Make sure you check out the second channel. Check out the Discord. Everything as always, excuse me, is down below for you. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your continued support. It really does mean the world to me. Each and every single one of you that have been around for a long time. Truly appreciate you all for continuing to stick with me and watch my content. I really do appreciate you. And I'll see you next time.